Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben, your go-to podcast for all things green and growing. I'm Ben, your allotment guide, and here to help you cultivate your garden and your passion for plants. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, this podcast is for you. Each episode will dig into tips, tricks and techniques to make your garden and allotment thrive. From planting, sowing and growing, we will share all the tips and advice. We will also have regular episodes talking about what we have been up to on the allotment. So sit back, grab a brew and enjoy today's episode. Hello everyone and welcome back to Gardening with Ben. We're your host, Gardening with Ben, and yeah, it's Saturday, the weekend is here, and to be honest, it wasn't as hot this morning as it was yesterday. It was absolutely roasting yesterday, but today I was pretty cool. I didn't have my t-shirt off, which is something of a good sight. But yeah, it's been quite a cool day today, but I did have to do a lot of watering today, as obviously it was a hot day yesterday, so we needed to get all the plants watered and get them soaked. And the main things that I did water was my cucumbers that I planted yesterday, and I was going around checking them all, making sure no slugs were going through them or eating them or starting to destroy them. And touch wood, they are pretty safe at the moment, and I'm going to be keeping my eyes peeled on them because I don't want the slugs to get them. We're going to try growing them outside for the first time ever, and hopefully we'll get some good crops. So it's a bit of a trial and error this year on my cucumbers outside. I've got some growing inside, so we'll definitely get some cucumbers, but we're going to try some outside this year so that we can see how well they do, whether it's worth off growing them outside or growing them indoors. Let me know if you have ever grown cucumbers outdoors before. Market More variety is the variety that I'm growing. So give me a message and let me know if you grow any outdoors. So what else have we been up to today? Well, I did actually have pretty much a chilled day down at the allotment today. I didn't do an awful lot, as, to be honest, I started the gym the other day and it's destroyed me. I did some tricep exercises and I couldn't move my arms this morning. They're absolutely killed. Bearing in mind I'd not been for 2 days, they're absolutely killed. I ended up having some paracetamol just to get rid of some of the pain. But as I'm recording this, it seems okay at the moment. So hopefully I'll be back to normal and I'll be back at the gym again. Hopefully it won't put me off. But we've now got an Apple Watch as well, so that we can keep track of all my exercise and try and encourage me to get fit again. And obviously, like I say, gardening does keep you fit, keeps you going, keeps you motivated, keeps you moving around. And hopefully I will see the difference and progress. And hopefully now summer's coming, we'll be having all the healthy food as well picked from his allotment. Now, I was looking today and my loganberries are getting ready. They're starting to turn ripe. Now, if you've never tried loganberries before, loganberries are a longer version of a raspberry, and they're a bit more hairier than a raspberry, but they are absolutely delicious. I always remember as a kid, my mum used to make loganberry jam because we had a big loganberry bush in the garden. And the best thing about loganberries is there's no thorns on the canes. They're thornless, and they just go mad, go wild, and you'll get absolutely loads and loads of fruit on it. So fingers crossed, over the next few years, we'll have a lot of loganberries growing and some delicious fruit, because you can never have enough fruit. The fruit that I grow for my allotment pays for the allotment in itself. Like, my allotment a year is about £120 a year, which to some of you it'll sound a lot, but that does include the water, and it is quite a big plot. And I'll easily pay £120 for having a piece of land that I can go and relax on and enjoy the open space on and grow my own vegetables on. It's not about me saving money and growing my own veg. It's about my mental health and getting outside and being out in the fresh air and enjoying it and being back at nature. But yeah, the loganberries are getting ready. We've also been busy planting as well today. If you remember yesterday, we talked about how we planted all our peas out yesterday. We planted all our cucumbers out yesterday. We planted our sweet corn the other day. So we planted some more beetroot today. Some of my beetroot that I had growing has been getting eaten and destroyed. So we got a lot more beetroot planted today. And I've planted these all in the gaps between all the plants just to fill the spaces up, because my allotment's quite limited for light. There's some trees at the top of my plot, so it doesn't get much light at the top. So I'm limited for space, so I need to use every bit of space that I can. And obviously putting those beetroot in the middle of the plants and stuff like that, it'll stop the weeds from growing, because hopefully the leaves will fill out and they'll stop anything else from growing. So hopefully we'll get a lot of beetroot growing. And yeah, we've got a lettuce ready. We've had some lettuce off. Absolutely delicious. Crispy head on it. It's an iceberg variety that I grow. I've always had good luck with growing iceberg lettuces. I've never had any issue whatsoever. I just make sure they're netted over to start off with, to stop the pigeons eating them and attacking them. But I've never had any issues growing iceberg lettuces. I always have a good success with them. So we've got some more of them started off growing. So hopefully we'll be planting some of those out later, so that we get a second crop throughout the year and get more growing as we come on. So we're back at work tomorrow for the next 4 days. So we're not going to be down at the allotment, but hopefully we're going to record plenty of episodes for you to keep you going and keep it all ticking over for you, because I'm enjoying doing all these podcast episodes at the moment. We're getting quite a lot out, and the views of the podcast is brilliant. There's loads of people listening every single day to them. So I appreciate every one of you that does listen. So what's next week's plan when we're back down at the allotment? Hopefully we're going to be picking those loganberries. We'll be picking some strawberries. I did notice as well, my blueberries are starting to ripen. So we're going to be having some blueberries off soon. So they'll be delicious to have and enjoy down at the allotment. And obviously, like I say, I've got a meal plan at the moment, what I'm having. And part of it is to have some Greek yogurt at night with some fruit of my choice in. So obviously I'll be using the loganberries, I'll be using the blueberries, strawberries, everything that is ready around this time of year. I'll be popping into that Greek yogurt at night. So we've got lots going off, and hopefully the peas will start to swell up soon. We need some more rain to come. That's what we need. Yes, it is sunshine, but we do need some rain, and we need it to water them and make them swell. I'm always one of these that I don't mind if it's boiling hot, sunny during the daytime, but just chuck it down at night, please. Just water my allotment. It needs it, because there's only so much watering that you can do down at the allotment. I don't know if you're like me, but I absolutely hate watering. It's not something that I enjoy doing whatsoever. So hopefully we do get some rain soon, but I don't think it's likely. It's forecast to stay warm pretty much all week. I think this is going to be like a little heat wave in a sense. Even though it's like 21, 22 degrees, I call it a heat wave because it's going to be nice and warm. We're not used to this weather, are we, in England? So any sunshine is nice, and hopefully it'll get things growing on pretty well. And I should be getting around to picking my potatoes soon. They should be starting to get ready. I planted them like on Good Friday, so they should be ready, but I usually pick them when they start to die back, when the plants start to die off and go yellow. That's when I usually know that they're ready to harvest, and they're still green and healthy. They've not had no flowers on them yet, so I'm leaving them as they are and just keep watering them and keep them growing, because hopefully then I'll have lots and lots of potatoes in there. But it's one of those old little magic tricks, isn't it? Like, you don't know what's in there till you find out. It's like a surprise. Whereas all other vegetables, what you grow, and you can actually see what it looks like. With potatoes, you've got no chance of knowing what they look like until you empty them. So you don't want to empty them too early and not be ready. So it's a case of waiting it out and seeing what we get from our potato crop this year. And I'm hoping we've got a decent crop, as I do like homegrown potatoes. They're absolutely delicious. They're gorgeous. They just melt in your mouth and absolutely phenomenal. So I think that's everything that we've been up to down at the allotment today. I've chopped back my alliums as well. They've died off now, so we've chopped all them back, cleared them out of the way, and we've got some nice flowers growing down there at the moment. I've got some fabulous fuchsias what are coming out at the moment. They're absolutely gorgeous. And obviously these are your first year plants, so they're not that big plants at the moment. So hopefully next year they'll look even better and even bigger, and the displays will start to look absolutely beautiful. So that has been our podcast episode for today. A nice short little episode for you to enjoy. So if you've not followed this podcast, do give it a follow, give it a subscribe. If you've not checked out my YouTube channel, go and check it out. There's plenty of videos on there to watch. Until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Gardening with Ben. I hope you have found some useful tips and inspiration for your own gardening and allotment journey. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to follow and subscribe to the podcast so you never miss a new episode. And if you have a moment, I'd love for you to leave a review and share the podcast with fellow gardening enthusiasts. Your support helps us grow this community and continue bringing you great content. You can also follow us on social media on every platform called Gardening with Ben for daily gardening tips and updates. Happy gardening, and until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with